All right, we are live. We are live.
Howdy, everyone.
The Why Not Us podcast, episode 1, 2:30 a.m. in a thunderstorm.
On a Sunday morning. Sunday.
We don't take any time off. No time off.
We currently have Colin in the background. If you happen to hear him, he's drinking some Powerade.
We have a live audience for tonight's episode.
Honestly, the audience just happens to be here because he lives here. If he wasn't here...
Put some respect on it. It's Hawaiian Punch.
Hawaiian Punch. I'm sorry. Do you want to be in this, audience member, or do you want to be out? Yeah, that's what I said.
We don't like outside interference to what we are doing here.
All right,
with the Why Not Us podcast.
Just for some starters, we went out. I was trying to be sober and not go out this weekend. We were successful yesterday, not going out. We were
successful yesterday. We played a 6.5 hour playthrough to a game that I don't know why we started, but it was a decent game.
It sucked in the center, but the ending was worth it.
I was about to fall asleep. Yeah, true.
Hey, I'll show you it sucked in the center.
Colin's gay. I 100% think Colin might be slightly gay. I mean, I don't have any judgment. I think he should come out. I'd accept him.
Thanks, partner.
Maybe you should refrain from the sucking in the center comments.
All right, anyway,
refrain from talking at the same time, which we are currently doing.
No, hey. I might be a little retarded.
Okay. Alex Jones on the podcast tonight.
I'm just saying.
No. Frog's gay!
I'm telling you. The fluoride in the water, man.
Okay, let's not get too deep right now, right? I still have Jimmy John's on the way. I'm still a little wet from running through the fucking storm. I got this fucking cold. Let's start out with tonight. How did tonight go? We pre-gamed. We weren't really. We got blessed with a mic for the podcast, and we went to the Uptowner, and then you guys left. I decided to stay back. I regret it a little bit. I had some good talks, though. You know,
we had a good time tonight.
I have a good time anywhere I go, though.
We all had a good time tonight. We won money. We got free stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot of free drinks.
We're playing games of darts and.
I'm gonna throw some shade at Jimmy John's right now. Charging my card 3 times.
Yeah, Jimmy John's. What about that?
Listen, I know you're freaky fast, but you're also freaky crazy to charge me 3 times for one sandwich.
We do not want your sponsor, Jimmy John's. Do not hit us up.
Go kill your animals that are endangered.
Actually, do sponsor us.
No.
But actually, we are ordering Jimmy John's at the current moment.
I literally have a sandwich on the way. Moving on. Let's talk about some hot topics. What you got?
Hot topic. What's the hot topic of the day?
Warriors lost.
Warriors did lose.
KD tore his...
KD tore
his appendix.
Achilles tendon.
Achilles, and then ACL tear for Thompson.
No, it was his tonsils.
Okay. Everyone, Colin is being a fucking bitch right now.
Kevin Durant had a tonsil surgery. He had a lot of ice cream on Game 5, but he could not make it.
Can we talk about this? Did you see the video of Kevin Durant dancing before playing?
Kevin Durant was dancing?
Kevin Durant, before he tore... He was legit dancing, and the dipshit shouldn't have even went back out there, but hey, gotta love the heart. Yeah. Colin's going to bed. If you hear us, Colin, just wake up, say a little shout out, and then go back to bed.
Do you think that dance before the game influenced his Achilles tear?
No, that bitch was going to tear anyway.
You think so?
It was going to tear anyway. I mean, honestly, he shouldn't have been out there at all. But now, I mean, either way, he's going to get a nice fat paycheck. He's going to find a place to relax. He's going to go where he wants to go and get paid reasonably well.
He will.
I got money. The Knicks are going to be the top better, and they're going to overspend on KD, and he's not going to be in his prime.
That's true. I am a Knicks fan.
I do think if the Knicks get KD, you will start to get more talent there. If he is happy there, but no one's happy with the Knicks.
But KD is not going to play next year potentially. So
I think he will.
You think he will?
Yeah.
I think he'll come back in the playoffs or maybe regular season at the most. Like that's the least.
He'll sign a contract. And I know the Knicks are stupid enough. They're dysfunctional. You know it.
Yeah, the Knicks are prone to signing aging veterans with injuries.
They are going to sign him. They are going to sign him, and he's going to take his time rehabbing it, and he's just going to get paid a lot of money and not play. And the Knicks are going to eat that. And then he's going to retire after that contract.
Retire?
How old is he? 30?
Yes. Should we fact check that? We don't got a fact checker, but I am here, and we're going to fact check Kevin Durant's age.
My phone's charging.
You want to go over or under? You want to bet his age?
I think he's 28 or 29.
I think he's 30. We're going to bet.
Okay, you're saying over 30, I'm saying under 30.
I'm saying 30 or over.
I'm saying 28 to 30. I think he's 29.
Can I say 29? Oh, that's...
I honestly think he's 29.
Okay, so we agree on 29 or over for me or
he's
under
not over
that.
30, but he's under 30. I know that for a fact. Between 28 and 30.
Kevin Durant is 30 years old.
Wow.
born September 29th,
Whatever team he
1988.
signs with, he's retiring with.
Well, LeBron, though, is 33, 34.
We don't talk about LeBron because he wants to be the Tom Brady of fucking NBA.
But Kevin Durant wants to be that same guy.
No, he's not that guy.
He wants to be that
He
same guy.
won't be that guy.
He has championships now.
Okay, so
What does LeBron have?
not as many injuries.
Hey, he's getting older.
He's not gonna.
He's getting less durable.
Has he torn Achilles?
Cramps in the finals.
He didn't want to play.
Kevin
It was
Durant's
a lost
tearing
cause.
Achilles and LeBron's cramping out.
Yeah. Okay. You want to talk about it? LeBron knows a lost cause. Yeah, he might be a piece of shit for it, but he's smart.
Hey,
he's
I
not going to risk
respect
his
LeBron,
body.
Yeah.
Okay?
LeBron easily number 2 in the all-time NBA.
Number 1.
That's a debate I don't like to make. I feel like you can't
my
compare.
God.
You can't compare eras.
It's Michael Jordan. Period.
You can't compare ways of play styles.
No, you
in the
can.
eras.
No, you can because the NBA, you can. Because the NBA, no matter what you have on a team, you can always have one all-star take you to the playoffs.
So then Wilt Chamberlain.
Football. Let me explain. Football, you can't compare eras because that takes an entire team.
They had rubber helmets in the.
That takes an entire team. Football is the only team sport. What's another team like that? Soccer, you can have an all-star.
Lacrosse.
NBA, you can have an all-star.
Lacrosse,
you can still have an all-star. That's soccer and football, just tackling. Hockey,
Rugby.
they have what? Hockey.
Rugby.
No, rugby you can have an all-star. They usually just have some big Samoan dude running people over.
Yeah, you just gotta be
Test
big.
me. Football,
Everybody just huddles up.
Yeah, football is the legit thing where you have to have everyone doing their job to be successful. Football is the one-team sport.
Football is
Chess.
a one-team sport.
Chess, maybe.
Chess. We got robots playing chess.
No,
That's not
fuck
a team
that.
sport.
Yeah, let's not get into AI. I don't want to fuck
You
with
talking
that.
about AI tonight?
No, we're not talking
Talking about AI?
How about TI? No?
Let's talk about TI, not AI.
Dude, let's talk about this fucking
TI.
storm we got going on right now.
There's lightning every 2 seconds. I have no idea how we made it here without getting electrocuted tonight.
I was in the storm. You were in a car. It was Deb and I, we were walking, and all of a sudden it starts raining, and she's like, lead the way. And I'm like, listen, I got maybe 10 minutes of good run time left in my body, and I'm
And he
22. I ain't
disappears into the raindrops, never to be seen.
No, she
again.
just took, I called her. I think, yeah, she's good. And Jordan and Alex somehow made it there before I got home, so that's crazy.
So we were all safe. tonight.
Yeah, no,
That's all that
well,
matters.
until there's a fucking tornado, we're good.
And that still might happen. I feel like we're still might be in a tornado.
Are we sure this is recording, by the way?
Should I check it real quick?
Nah, we're good. Is it looking
We're
like
still
it?
recording.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so sports, let's talk about the Browns for a second.
The Cleveland Browns.
Let's talk about them and talk about the certain drama going down.
Yeah, they're trying to make headlines.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the Browns the second Hugh Jackson became coach. I follow players and coaches a lot more than I follow teams. My OG team was the Patriots way back in 06 when I first actually in 5th grade when I started getting more involved with football. And then Ben Jarvis went to the Cincinnati and then Hugh went to Browns. I follow players and but the Browns right now, look at their stars. Let's talk about it. They got Baker leading Baker Mayfield.
OBJ.
We'll just talk about their offense right now. Their defense is average. They got
Good safety, right?
They got their good safety. They got a good corner. They got their front line is pretty good. They traded some pieces away in that front 8, their linebackers, and they're going with a 4-3, I believe. Still, there was some talk about switching it up to 3-4, but I'm not too sure anymore. I haven't followed a lot of their defense because all their moves have been on offense lately.
Yeah.
But they got OBJ. Landry, I love the idea of Landry on that team.
Landry's a hard worker.
They took the woman kicker Kareem Hunt.
All right.
Let's not make it political.
Right.
I'm just saying. I don't think they needed Kareem Hunt. They had who
Duke Johnson, did he leave?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Who's their power back they have? That rookie they drafted in the 2nd round.
Oh man. Oh, what's his name? Alabama, right?
Who got a 99-yard touchdown run.
I gotta figure that out.
Find it out. But they have a power back and then they have Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was an all-around back though. Duke Johnson is wanting traded because of all the power they have on that. And I don't blame him. Duke Johnson is a receiving back, and honestly, he should try to find his way to the Patriots because they would use him appropriately. But that team, look at it, man. Kareem Hunt, he's already got drama attached to him. Baker Mayfield, fucking talker since day one. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I think him and Johnny Manziel, the only difference was Johnny didn't have the team that Baker had. I'll say it. People said RG3 was worse his rookie season than Johnny Manziel was. Okay, people are stupid. That's what people don't realize is they base people off their individual stats and don't realize how much a team. The one player that can play with a bad team, actually, I'll say this: the 3 players that I know that can play with a bad team and be successful: Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, okay, and fucking Drew Brees.
Yeah, you don't want locker room cancers, guys.
That's what you have with the Browns right now.
Some guys want to go on social media and with their whole career around how many plays or how many views they get on their Instagram posts, how many things they get in the headlines in the next website cycle. But you can't have that. You got to have a winner's mentality.
Duke Johnson said he wanted to trade it. Baker Mayfield decides to say, you're either on the train or not.
Yeah.
Then Landry says, cut it out.
Yeah.
This is just I don't think they're going to be cancerous. They need a head coach.
OBJ, though. He's all about that social media.
That's what I'm saying.
He's all about it.
And Baker is that. I think Baker is better than Johnny was. Because
he already showed it. They almost made the playoffs last year. It was close.
I don't see him getting better than 8-8.
They were projected winning 3 games last year.
They should have kept the coaches they had with Baker during that first season. Not Hugh Jackson. When they fired Hugh Jackson, they gave the defensive coordinator. They should have kept that. They went with a coach that I think Baker Mayfield liked.
That's true. That's true.
They're treating Baker Mayfield as LeBron James.
They're like, this is the guy. This is the guy for the next 10 years to keep here forever, to be our Tom Brady.
I've been to Cleveland, motherfuckers. It ain't a fun place. I can tell you. The fact that LeBron went back to your shitty city, I'm throwing shit at Cleveland. Get better and not in the fucking winter, okay?
Are they a Rust Belt city? They got empty factories galore or what?
Listen, okay. Now, they're not St. Louis. They don't have empty factories. St. Louis is a better place.
The Midwest has a ton of those empty factories out here.
Cleveland is basically a bigger version of Charleston. I had driving through Columbus, I had a better time than actually visiting Cleveland.
Columbus is better than Cleveland.
Columbus?
Columbus.
No, Columbus. Honestly, I should have just went to Cincinnati. I should have went south instead of north.
Cincy.
To be fair, I shouldn't throw that much shade because there was a winter storm coming down and I drove into a winter storm. But the point is, Cleveland, you're fucking boring. You're white bread, tin ply, basic.
After LeBron left, what do you got? Baker Mayfield? Is that all you got at Cleveland nowadays?
I mean,
what else you got? OBJ making headlines, talking about how he's not showing up to practice.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but honestly,
we got like Kid Rock out there.
Do we have rock and roll? Our era.
Rock and roll is full.
Rock and roll died in 2005.
2005, that's true. The alternative kind of came up in the early 2000s,
yeah,
and then
rock and roll's dead.
Where's rock and roll?
Name a new rock and roll. Okay, rock and roll is classic.
Imagine Dragons would probably be the current rock and roll.
Nah, dude, they're
alternative. Poppy. They're poppy.
They're still
poppy.
alternative. Yeah, they're the closest thing. You're not wrong.
That's like the mainstream rock and roll.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man. That's sad. That's really sad. Yeah. Rock and roll was the fucking shit.
Rock and roll's crazy back in like those Metallica concerts.
I would honestly say there's more blues artists than rock and roll artists now.
Blues right now?
Yeah. Seriously, you look into it.
You think so?
Yeah, no. I without a doubt there are a lot more blues because the blues is more popular in your center places. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not as well known, but in your smaller towns, I mean Charleston, fucking down south in those towns, everywhere, your smaller places are gonna have more blues artists than rock and roll.
Yeah, everybody's trying to have that slow kind of flow and slow tempo.
And that's the thing. It's
relatable lyrics.
The rock and roll era that you see is small bar auditions. Same with the blues, but people enjoy the blues music when they're, I mean, fucking me, Townie 101, right? I go to the fucking Uptowner and the Square party, and it's the same in other cities, you see it. That people don't want to go and have some rock and roll band jamming out.
I feel like people that are just angry went to the rock and roll in like the 70s. Like, if I'm angry,
there's a lot
to
be upset at the 70s.
I want something.
There's a lot to be upset.
Vietnam War going on right now.
There was a lot to be angry about.
We're born in the late 90s, though, so we can't say... I feel like we can kind of...
You're 97, right?
Yeah, I'm 97.
Yeah, I'm mid-90s. Fuck you. 96 is close. Hey, all that's coming back.
The 90s are coming back?
All that. You remember all that?
All that? What's all that? The show on Nickelodeon? Yeah! That literally... Okay, so follow me on this. Yes, This is all
They actually just had an episode tonight.
Amanda Bynes on there?
No, she's got voices. No. Hear me out on this, though.
Larry the Lobster?
All that literally started our generation of Nickelodeon. Follow me on this.
That was memes.
No, stop. Follow me. Nickelodeon. All that. That was my show growing up. That had Amanda Bynes in the final season. Amanda Bynes created her own show called The Amanda Show, which, I want to say this real quick, Amanda Bynes with all those roles that she played in that show, and then it turns out she was schizophrenic. How the fuck did we not see that?
She played that nerdy girl. She played that preppy girl.
Amanda, please.
So many,
my god, dude.
So many roles.
She was so fucked up in the head. Yeah. She was just letting it out, and then she had it all bottled up in real world.
She played all the roles perfectly too.
Yeah.
Like, what is this girl doing?
Yeah,
She's
no.
She's a teenager.
The fact, if anyone was going to end up being schizophrenic in Nickelodeon era, it should have been her, and it was her.
And you see Keenan and Kel Saturday Night Live.
No, Keenan and Kel
not schizophrenic.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But all that gave us the Amanda show. Amanda gave us Drake and Josh because Drake and Josh were in the Mom even were actors on that. Okay, Drake and Josh had Megan, who became iCarly. Okay, and Crazy Steve was her brother.
Shout out Crazy
iCarly. This is when I stopped following the Nickelodeon stuff. Gave us Kat and Sam. Kat was part of that. Is
Jeanette McCurdy though?
Jeanette McCurdy is Sam.
She's nice though.
No, Kat. Okay, so it was
she was dating Andre Drummond, a 7-foot center.
What is that fucking show? It was like a talent show. It had Kat. Who the fuck played Kat? Ariana Grande played Kat.
Oh yeah, she
played
Kat.
Kat.
She started out.
And then they had their own show called Sam and Kat. Yeah, she started out as a Nickelodeon. Yeah. She honestly.
There's so many childhood actors.
Who's the next? Yeah, but when you think of it, most of them are from Disney.
That's true.
That become big. I think Ariana Grande has been the biggest Nickelodeon.
100% most successful Nickelodeon.
Nick Cannon, maybe. But
Wild and Out.
Yeah, Wild and Out. His biggest fame was when he married that one girl. I call her that one girl.
Oh, I know.
No, we shouldn't be doing this when we're drunk.
It's not Iggy Azalea, is it?
What the fuck? No.
Time out.
Dude, she's famous. Jennifer Lopez?
Nick Cannon.
Did he marry Jennifer Lopez? Is that what I'm
that's Alex Rodriguez.
Who am I? See, we shouldn't do this when we're drunk because we forget names.
Oh, Nick Chubb was that Cleveland running back, though.
Nick Chubb!
Nick
Chubb. He's a badass. Yeah. I like Nick Chubb. I gotta turn the lights on after my food's coming.
Oh, Mariah Carey.
Not
Iggy Azalea.
Okay, the saddest thing is Nick Cannon's greatest fame was a girl I couldn't even remember. But
and Mariah Carey, so much money there.
Carey is so much better than Nick Cannon. Yeah. That's a shame. I apologize.
So many wild and out like freestyles or like raps throwing shade at Nick Cannon about Mariah Carey. It's like you're making fun of him because he's not as well off as his girl, and that's just messing up Nick Cannon. But you know what? Nick Cannon has money. Shout out to Nick Cannon.
Cannon. What was fuck Nick Cannon?
He started out early. He's still trying to make money. He's still relevant. Like we still talk about him a little bit. We're kind of trashing on him, but we're still talking about him.
Wild and Out. He was the host of America's Got Talent. He got gifted the fact that he got to be on all that.
Is he Mario Lopez nowadays?
No, Mario Lopez will always be the host of
Pets Got Talent.
Pets Got Talent.
Show was.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Nick Cannon. When was the last time you hosted some pets who can jump for loops?
You see those dogs jumping to those double hula hoops off the shoulder? That Chihuahua?
Yeah. I missed that. Or do you remember the Animal Planet? It was like the top 10 or whatever.
Oh, it was like, remember the top 10 show?
And it was like green, and then it would like give the weird humans like the powers of the animal.
Yeah, it was like most wildest, or like most top 10 animal attacks. They had different top 10 every night, but it was the same kind of type of thing.
All right. We're on a fantasy team, right?
We're on a fantasy team. We're switching topics fast.
I want to go back. You brought up Nick Chubb. I want to go back to that.
Yeah, that's my bad for not saying that earlier when we're talking about Browns. But
now, I don't think we're doing keepers in our league. I can't remember.
We're doing 2 keepers.
Are we doing 2?
Yes.
I have a lot of picks coming to me. I have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and
I gave you one. I feel like
he did.
I did.
He gave me a second, and I also got a first from Cato. My question to you though. I want to hear your top quarterback to go after, your top running back, and your top receiver.
Honestly, football. It's probably my 3rd sport after baseball and basketball to pay attention to. So when it comes to fantasy drafts, I usually research it like a week before. I
follow football year round, and then basketball's more my like, playoffs are up, what's going on?
Yeah, like I know where the players are, like OBJ, like there's so many headlines behind that. Like I know what's happening in the league. But like certain players,
but you got, let's be honest.
I can't project out their stats.
Let's talk about it. No, just talk about it. Who would you think out of those 3? We're in the offseason. People are drafted. People are feeling good.
All right. I want to say
Patrick
Mahomes.
Okay. I'm going to let you just
number 1.
Defend your answers, and then I'm going to give mine.
Patrick Mahomes, rookie year. Was he number 1 in the fantasy stats? He has the running. He has the passing ability. He was in the Super Bowl, right?
No, he wasn't.
That's what it. That's,
Patriots beat them.
Yeah, I can't. That's why football is my third sport. I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl.
All right, you're gonna give your reasons each one, and then I'm gonna rebuttal since I actually follow.
Wait, tell me, Super Bowl teams last year.
St. Louis, you didn't come over. St. Louis Rams and the Patriots.
Los Angeles Rams and.
Oh yeah, my bad. Fuck them. I think it was a low-scoring game. It was
yeah, I keep Talib trying to
13.
act like he's the best player in the NFL.
Okay, stop. Defend your quarterback, and then I'm gonna give you why you're wrong on that one.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Fantasy-wise, you're looking for a guy who can rush for about 50, 60, 70 yards a game and still have 4 touchdowns maybe. Throw out maybe a 6-touchdown game some days. Those stats with the touchdowns, though. 5 to 7 points a touchdown. That's what you're looking for in a fantasy quarterback. So that's why Patrick Mahomes, he can rush, he can pass. He has the team that has talent behind him. He has experience already in the playoffs. He's a rookie. He's now in his second year, but is there a sophomore slump? Tell me about it.
I'll tell you about it, homie. Here's why Patrick Mahomes should not be your top quarterback. Every quarterback who starts off that people don't have footage on does well. He's in his second year. His rookie season, he didn't play, remember? He's behind Alex Smith. And then he comes up, no one has tape on this kid, and he's slinging them like Russell fucking Wilson.
He's throwing 80-yard bombs.
He is a fucking G. He had Tyreek Hill, okay? He had Kareem Hunt. Okay, and he also had a decent defense to back it up. They're missing some pieces now, but they're still good. But you don't have Kareem Hunt. Tyreek Hill broke a little kid's arm. You might not have him. Okay, that's my Jimmy Johns. I'm gonna continue.
Jimmy Johns this year. I will continue this conversation. Like I said, I am not the best football analyst out here, but I will pull up some fantasy stats. Let's see the PPR rankings for this year. Like I said, top 30 quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Number 1 quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Okay. You hear that? Power rankings, number 1 fantasy, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Number 1 for 2019. Number 2?
That's what people think.
You want to guess number 2?
I don't want to guess. Wait, for 2019?
Yep.
Jared Goff?
Deshaun Watson.
Not surprised.
Same type of thing.
Deshaun Watson is a guy I would go for.
Deshaun Watson.
He's got the team, he's got the options, but I'm still going to rebuttal to why you're wrong on that.
Okay.
People have tape now. People had tape on Deshaun Watson before he tore his ACL. He still pulled off good numbers, okay? Patrick Mahomes sounds like Kermit the fucking Frog.
He does.
I just wanted to say that.
He does.
But now they have tape on him, and he doesn't have the same weapons.
Just make fun of his
if
voice.
If that team does well...
line.
Okay, listen. That team did well with Alex Smith as QB. They went to the second round of playoffs. Okay?
What did Alex Smith do after that? Nothing.
No, he got traded and broke his leg for the Redskins.
Nothing.
Okay? He didn't have the... Did you see Alex Smith throwing to those wide receivers?
Smith.
The Redskins wide receivers were dropping balls for days, okay? I want to tell you why Patrick Mahomes is the worst option. Not the worst. I just say don't waste at least the first 6 draft picks you have on Patrick Mahomes. Because now they have tape on him. He doesn't have the weapons he had. If that team does successful, you owe... Is it Reed? Reed's the head coach?
Yeah, is that Andy Reid, yeah.
Reid. You owe Reid a fucking Medal of Honor in football, okay? That dude is a good coach.
Respectable. Eagles to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
I'm saying, but Patrick Mahomes, not a top pick to go for at QB. Wide receiver. Yeah, I'll even tell you mine. Deshaun Watson, he's viable, okay? But I think that there's going to be 2 sleepers people aren't going to look at. I feel like you can probably snag Jared Goff because he lost the Super Bowl, but he has his weapons coming back.
Miami, though. He's in Miami.
Jared Goff?
Yeah.
No, Jared Goff is not.
He's in... Never mind.
Yeah.
Who got traded to Miami? Some quarterback got traded to Miami.
Fitzpatrick? And then they drafted a QB, I think?
Like I said...
Honestly, take Fitzpatrick.
I don't know what's happening in the football league nowadays.
Yeah, here's the thing with Fitzpatrick. Don't ever bet against him and don't bet on him, because if you bet on him, he'll throw 3 interceptions. You bet against him, he'll throw 400 yards and have a career game.
Arizona. Rosen.
Yeah, Rosen's
Miami.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fitzpatrick is probably... They're going to be a battle there, and it's going to suck. What happened to Rosen is Sam Darnold. That's another one to go through. Okay, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff.
I'm high on the Jets. I feel like the Jets are going to be great in 2 years.
Sam Darnold is a leader.
Yeah.
I get that feeling from him. He can take hits. He's big. Sam Darnold, I think you should look at, and Jared Goff as sleeper targets, because no one's going to want to draft Goff. He lost the Super Bowl.
Goff's 12 in the rankings.
And he has his weapons coming back.
Out of 30, 12.
And he has the defense to back it up. look at them. Deshaun Watson is also going to be a guy to go for, but I'm saying look at your lesser guys that people aren't going to be looking at instead of your main ones.
Marcus Mariota?
No.
30th power ranking is Marcus Mariota.
I don't want to think about Marcus Mariota. I think
Jimmy G.
He's a sleeper. Here's my problem. I've been on the Jimmy G hype train his senior year. I mean, we're at Charleston, Eastern Illinois. I watched him in his playoff game when he lost.
In the snow.
Yeah, in the snow. I almost wrecked that night. I ran through a fucking blizzard
Terrence
to get to that
West
game.
was the running back for Towson.
Yeah.
It was an
Where's
NFL
Terrence
talent
West
game.
now?
Is he out of the NFL? He was on the Browns.
He was
earlier.
with the Ravens at one point.
He's just going all around the league. I don't even know.
Terrence West was a fucking thrill to watch too. That was a game. But what I have to say is Jimmy Garoppolo, I worry about Jimmy. Jimmy got paid.
Jimmy got the money bag, but does he have the talent and the leadership?
Here's what I'm saying.
49ers
with the Patriots,
where they are now.
With the Patriots, those games when he played against Miami before he got hurt, he was fucking slinging them. All right, he was doing great. Jimmy Garoppolo was a guy that I could see taking over for Tom Brady. And fun fact, I called it when they traded him. The story came out later, but I talked about it. I said Bill Belichick wanted probably to get rid of Tom Brady, and Kraft said no.
You're right about that.
You have to keep you have to keep Tom Brady, get rid of Jimmy, and that's what happened. The story comes out later that Bill wanted to stay with Jimmy, and I fucking was telling everyone about that.
GM against Bill.
And guess
There's
what? You can tell right there he could have easily got a first round trading Jimmy to another shitty team, but he took a second and traded him to the 49ers, who have a good coach, who have relatively decent players. What happened to him, tearing his ACL, sucked. But honestly, my worry is that he's been out a year and he's relaxed, he's got his money. I don't think he wants to bring the intensity that he was willing to bring for Bill Belichick.
Okay, but early in the season, though, the 49ers were looking like a respectable team.
They didn't have film on him.
They didn't
have film on him.
It was really early. It was like
he won 8 games.
Game 4 in the season.
Or 5 games. He won 8-4. No, it was game 1 against Minnesota.
Was it really game 1?
Yeah, this past season. But no, they just didn't have film on him. And that's the thing. You get film on these guys, you can stop them.
That's true.
There's a handful of talents. And I honestly think Jimmy Garoppolo's got it, but he's just not. I'm worried he's not going to bring the same intensity as he was willing to bring before. Go to your running back choice now. I've defended why Patrick Mahomes is bad, and I suggested Jared Goff and Sam Darnold as 2 potential ones to go after.
Jimmy G got injured in Game 4, though. He was 1-2 in 3 games last year.
I don't remember that at all, man.
I remember it was like there was hype around him early in the season, and he won a game.
I know he lost to Minnesota.
There's hype about him early, and then he got hurt.
I was wrong.
But running back, though.
Talk about your running back option. I might agree with you on this.
We were talking about fantasy football.
Fantasy football running back.
Running back, you need to catch passes. You need to get yardage every game. That might not be on a winning team. Like the Patriots, you can throw in any running back, and they'll still be a winning team. They're going to be playoff bound with Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Doesn't matter what running back you got in there. So, let's see. Melvin Gordon.
That's a solid choice. I think he would be a high draft pick that you should go for.
Melvin Gordon.
I'm pretty sure he might be on a contract here.
You got to look out for that, too. You got to see what guys are trying to get paid and throw the stats out there to see what teams want to give them money, looking at the last year, and have that hype around them for the next year in the season to get to the playoffs. It's all about the playoffs, any league. So, NFL.
All right, you ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I had to look up his name because I used to say it was Darian. Chiefs, Damian Williams.
Oh.
I picked him up.
Third
Kareem
string
Hunt.
Chiefs.
Third string. Now, guess what? They signed to a 2-year deal. He is your starter running back. And guess what? He was giving me 20 or so points doing the same work that Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, that just goes to show that was a system-back situation. Okay? Mm-hmm. Damian Williams is going to be a top target unless, and I worry because he's kind of old. I forget his age, but I'll look it up real quick. But his injuries and his age scare me a little bit. I want to make sure how old he is. But he's 27 years old.
You're right about this because this power ranking's number 9. Last year, unplayable.
He's going to be one that slips through. I picked him up, and he got me major points. He helped me win 2 championships. But so what I'm saying is you can sneak in Damian Williams, and you can take him. And right now, I just realized I'm talking to the competitor in another league. But it's fine.
Hey, guess who's number 1, though?
Not you.
Saquon Barkley
No.
Who I'm keeping.
That's fair. I'd keep Saquon. I mean, he hasn't done anything bad.
No more OBJ.
But Damian Williams is going to be a sleeper target. You should definitely go for.
I agree with that 100%. 100%. Sleeper picks are Damian Williams.
And as a backup option, whoever the Steelers have.
How about James Conner? Maybe Josh
James
Jacobs?
Conner. That's the Steelers' backup, right?
Yeah,
James Conner. James Conner proved that Le'Veon Bell... You might even be able to sneak Le'Veon Bell in a late round because he's with the Jets. You don't know how he's going to do. He's older. But I wouldn't risk it. I'd go with a younger guy at running back who's proven in a system. Damian Williams, James Conner... They've been proven well in that system already. You can count on them. Honestly, you might be able to sneak a Joe Mixon in with this new running system. I don't know how the Cincinnati Bengals will do. But running back, I mean...
We're forgetting some big hitters, though. How about Ezekiel Elliott?
No, cut him.
Christian McCaffrey?
Keep him.
Alvin Kamara?
Keep him, I would say, but they need to get a power back real quick.
They lost Mark Ingram, I think.
They need to get a power back real quick.
David Johnson?
Cut him.
Todd Gurley?
Keep him. Unless, I would say, if you draft him, keep him, but you got to watch the Rams closely. If they go back to how they were playing in those playoff games, being careful with them, not using him as an all-around back, you trade his ass quickly because they are just going to destroy that man's career. It scares me, but they know what's best and how to use him, and I think they're going to be way too careful with him because they want him for the long run. He's a powerhouse, okay? He's an all-star. Use him as an all-star. Make him the Steven Jackson of that team.
Steven Jackson, though, back in the day, that was the fantasy back
with
to
the St. Louis. That's what I'm saying. Make him that. He can be that and a receiving portion of that.
That is true.
But no, for those other guys, Ezekiel Elliott, cut him. He's a loose cannon. I mean, he's always going to be a good power back.
He's a social media guy.
I'd rather go after Fournette. I'd rather go after Fournette.
Really?
Fournette's probably going to get traded after the Jaguars. He doesn't want to be with the Jags anymore.
Fournette ranked 18.
He doesn't want to be with the Jags anymore. If he gets traded, you go after him. He has a bad couple of games, go after him. You can get him real cheap probably, unless there's some idiot smart guy who wants him for something more. But you can probably get some. If an idiot has Fournette, you can get him for cheap. I'd rather have Fournette over Elliott.
Oh no, I think Elliott has that team though. What else are you gonna do? Throw it to that receiver they picked up from the Raiders. What was his name?
First round draft pick for.
Yeah. Oh,
I wish I could remember it, dude. I knew it.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. Honestly, I don't have faith in Dak Prescott.
I have faith in Ezekiel Elliott, and I will try to get him on my team in any roster.
I would. I'd rather get the Cardinals running back. What's his name? You said it earlier.
David Johnson?
I'd rather have David Johnson, and I don't even trust David Johnson with the injuries in that team.
Yeah.
I'd rather have David Johnson than Elliott.
Let's switch up the wide receivers.
Yeah, tell me your wide receivers.
I already looked at the power rankings.
Okay.
So I'm kind of biased now.
All right. Just say what
I'm just gonna say that I roster Julio Jones, and he is to the end of his career. This is probably the peak or the end of his peak.
Fair.
So I feel like he's trying to get as much work as possible. He's trying to get touchdowns. He's trying to get catches. In the past, he has not caught as many touchdowns as he wanted. I feel like he's trying to get that from Matt Ryan this year. Last year they were projected the playoff team early and they fell off quick. What happened to the Falcons? They were projected to be top 4, top. Like they're trying to be that team that went Super Bowl contention. But what happened? I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna tell you two of mine. They're on the same team that are gonna be as good or better. One's going to be as good, one's going to be better. The one that's going to be as good, Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is going to be as good as Julio Jones.
You like the Rams?
No, I just trust the Rams system and what they prove. You know who's going to be better?
Who?
Cooper fucking Kupp.
Cooper Kupp
will be better. Cooper Kupp is your slot guy.
He was that system guy that catches passes all day long.
He got me so many points. Cooper Kupp's going to be your slot guy that Jared Goff can always trust and throw to. Yes, he has had some moments where he's dropped some passes and it's worried me, but he drops the catchable passes and he makes the hard ones. I'll say that. I think Cooper Kupp is going to come back swinging.
Hey, number 1 overall, Devontae Adams, Green Bay Packers.
Disagree.
Healthy Aaron Rodgers coming back.
Here's what I got to say about the Packers. Their GM is a fucking piece of shit garbage at his job. He just is. Aaron Rodgers.
Where's the defense at Green Bay?
Where's Aaron Rodgers at?
Injured. Hobbling out there.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, he was more doped up than anyone in my life.
You see that game where he came back?
What's wrong? My knee. No.
He was looking into the stands.
Listen,
not even realizing
I respect Aaron
Rodgers'
Rodgers' ability, but he's not as good as people make him out to be. Brett Favre will always be better than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will never be on the same level as Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
Ooh, championships though.
One.
Drew Brees?
One. Yeah, Drew Brees is still proven better with a worse team.
What's the ages? I want to see this career progression. Is Aaron Rodgers, if he wins another one, will it be
see, this is the thing. This is the thing with football is you have your people who base it off championship, base it off personal stats. I think it's based off playoff appearances.
Tom's the GOAT.
Tom Brady will always forever.
Tom's the GOAT.
Okay, so back to wide receivers, though. That's just what I want to say. I want to talk about Tom fucking Brady. He is, without a doubt, the best QB the NFL will ever see until he's not. Okay?
He's not.
Like, literally.
That's a good take. You're not going to be wrong. Anything that happens is not going to be wrong.
No, see, that's like literally everyone in their career, even after, right now, people in their old days, who are they compared to? Tom Brady. Okay? People that are just starting, who are they compared to? Tom Brady. People who are going to be playing after him, who are they going to be compared to?
Joe Montana.
No, fuck off. That's who it used to be. Joe Montana was the GOAT. Tom Brady has proven that he is the GOAT at QB. I would say he is probably the best athlete in the sport that they're in. He's the best version of that athlete.
He's a weird man though. You see him
kissing
his kids.
Yeah, no. His son kissed him on the cheek.
Comes in.
Yeah, his son kissed him on the cheek. He's like, no, real one, and kissed him on the lips.
He's a psychopath, but he's a psychopath about football, and he's winning games. He might be the GOAT at football, but
he kisses his son on the lips.
Though?
Yeah, I don't.
Is he losing at anything? Is he losing at anything in life? He has Giselle Bundchen as his wife.
He lost his cell phone that one time.
He lost his cell phone one time. That's the only L we have. It's the only L we have against Tom Brady.
Listen, I know everyone hates him for the cheating name, but honestly, the Patriots get the most hate because they have the most rings at this era right now. But everyone in the NFL cheats. Everyone's doping up. Aaron Rodgers is a great example. He was doped up. I mean, it's just facts. There's cheaters in the NFL. The Patriots just get caught more because they're more successful.
More successful? That is 100% right.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know about the doping up stuff. They got drug tests galore on the NFL. Roger Goodell is a dictator at the commissioner's spot.
You really think that they're going to throw Aaron Rodgers under the bus on some drug issues?
They want the ratings. They're not going to throw their star
players.
They are
not. They'll throw Clay Matthews.
They're going to throw those linebackers that play
the dickheads.
Game, that smoke weed one time, they get a drug test, and they're out.
They're going to throw the people who aren't giving a good image to the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, if he ever got in trouble for all his doping and stuff, that would be such a bad image. I mean, same with Tom Brady. Tom Brady probably dopes. I'm not picking. I'm just saying Aaron Rodgers was the most recently clear case that we saw. You know, him on hardcore painkillers, him on dope, and it was just facts. And I'm not saying there's any shade about it. Honestly, I say give our star athletes steroids. I want to see them out there ripping their fucking heads off.
Honestly, let's make a league where you can take any drug you want to have a performance enhancing
that'll kill the old league.
Ability.
That'll kill the old league.
That's fine.
Make that the XFL.
I
will pay goddamn thousands of dollars to watch the XFL. Give them steroids.
Take doses before every game.
You know how you make the XFL successful? You give them steroids.
If they sign the contract, everything's good.
If they're out there clotheslining people, then that is worth watching. And don't get me wrong, I don't really care if... I get the whole point, like, oh, I want to see the most natural athlete ever. Listen, we got transgender sports, and it's all fucked up. I don't give a shit. If anyone's going to be on drugs...
They're basically doping.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Is
you see the guys switch down and fuck up these women who train really hard naturally. And that's what I'm saying, is I want to see... If you're going to use steroids, I want to see you getting in a fight in the octagon or a play on the field with someone who is on steroids just as much as you are. I want it equal.
Let's have every league. MLB, get Barry Bonds out there. He was taking steroids all of his career.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's have some guy eat 80 home runs a year. 80 home runs a year. I want to watch 80 home runs a year.
That wasn't equal, though. He was playing against guys who weren't on steroids.
He was.
That's what I want to see. I just want to see an equal playing field.
Lots of drugs flowing around,
and it's very hard to make it equal for the natural game. Don't get me wrong. I would still like to see people naturally skilled, but I mean, drugs just make everything better.
That's something right there. That's something. If you're taking everything you can and you're out on the field, you're having the greatest time of your life. You don't even know where you are. You're just out there hitting people. You're out there shooting threes. You're out there hitting dingers.
That's the situation if you're playing with people who aren't at that level. If you put two steroid-ridden motherfuckers and say, hey, we're playing Alabama, you got the ball, get past him, you're both on steroids, you are going to see the clash of a fucking lifetime.
Not college, though, I feel like.
No, I mean, nah.
There's kids there that are just on the team because they know the assistant coach.
Dude, that muscle milk, that stuff they're on,
You're not going to play, guys. Just get your degree and have a scholarship. Congratulations, guys. Great educational history there. Like, you got your degree and stuff. But, like, if you're serious about becoming a professional athlete, you got to know early. And if you want to take drugs, if you want to take some steroids, you want to make things interesting in life, why not?
Hey, since we're talking about drugs, Illinois legalizing pot.
Illinois, recreational marijuana is legal in 2020.
It's a real shame we have a corrupt governor. You know what the fucked up part is about that?
Yeah. He's making toilets in his mansion or whatever.
This is the first governor that we already knew was corrupt when we gave him the job.
Ain't
that a little messed up?
He's the heir of a hotel wealth.
We stayed at that hotel.
It's like we did stay at his hotel.
We stayed at his hotel.
But you know what? That was in Missouri.
I don't. Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't have a problem. It's the situation. Fucking.
At least our governor's attempting to do stuff and he's passing things, I guess. You want that?
He's the Democratic version of Donald Trump, is what you're saying.
At least passing. Yeah, that's true.
He is.
I want somebody that passes stuff. Like, you know how Obama was like, we're gonna make change, we're gonna do it. But he didn't pass stuff. Like, everything was just kind of up in the air for his.
We're getting deep into politics. We're passing Illinois state laws right now. You just got me triggered. I got triggered the other night because we were talking about it when we were playing Siege. The Democratic Party disgusts the fuck out of me. You want to know why? Yeah. It's for the wrong reason. A lot of people are thinking, the second you say, I'm upset with the Democratic Party, I think they're trash, I think they're stupid, they're assuming because you're a conservative and you think, you're just a right-wing nut. No, here's the problem. The second Donald Trump said he was running, you looked at those Republican candidates. I said it from day one when he started running. I said, he's going to be a threat. Mm-hmm. I said that. I told people that. They're like, nah, he always jokes about running. He always jokes about this. He never actually does it. And then he did. And then it was him, clear-cut case, he was going to win the Republican ticket. Democrats had a winner. Bernie Sanders would have swamped the floor with Donnie T. Destroyed him. Okay? I don't 100% agree with everything Bernie says. I get it. I think he's honestly kind of a hypocrite the way he...
Bernie's going too extreme with his thoughts
and his policies. Bernie, he's passionate about it, but I think he's a hypocrite. He's already been successful at the system we had. He's literally the JFK. JFK's dad was just the same way. He was super successful with the stock, and then he made everything he did in the stocks illegal. Okay? Bernie Sanders, I think... he's passionate. A lot of young people believe him and everything, and he should have been president. I think he should have been president. But the Democratic Party screwed themselves over and said, no, we're giving it to Hillary. I will say, the fact that Donnie T got the presidency over Hillary means that we wouldn't have went to war with Russia. Russia was ready to go to war with us.
Russia does not like us, but Donnie T at the helm.
Russia likes Donnie T at the helm. I'm not saying there's any conspiracies.
Zuckerberg, where are you at? Did you do something, Zucker?
I'm not saying...
Zuck? Where are you at right now, man?
I'm not saying there's conspiracies with Donnie and the Russians. I'm just saying they backed off real hard when he got that presidency.
Can I say something real quick?
Go for it.
I feel like politics nowadays, we're in a social media era. We're going to have some guy that makes headlines. Bernie's making headlines. Hillary's making headlines. Donnie T's making headlines.
You want to know?
Pritzker's making headlines. We're in something that we're going to vote for them because they're memeable. There's something that you can have on the social media and make clickable headlines.
You're wrong, though.
But our country, our state...
fix it. We can fix it, and here's how you fix it. You're not wrong. Fucking Christ. The last election, we had 10,000 plus people vote for a dead gorilla.
Yeah.
Okay?
Memeable.
What I'm saying is, the Democrats, the second Donnie T run, should have had a presidential candidate front and running, negatively bashing everything Donald Trump did. And they should have had a poster child. They don't. Their only one is Joe Biden, and right now he's going through a whole scandal.
Memeable.
He was. Now he's groping girls and getting in trouble for it.
Memeable. Here's Joe Biden again. What's he gonna do? Have some go
the
behind
Democratic
some girl
people,
and hug her and have her push him away?
Donald Trump won the presidency.
He did. That is a true statement.
You won't win because of what he said. Okay. Because of how he did it. You won't win on that basis. Okay, I'm not saying. I honestly think that your best candidate right now is probably Joe Biden. But you're not going to win against Donald Trump with Joe Biden. You know who you would get?
I want a no-name. But we won't vote for no names because we're in a social media era. We want something that happens right now that's good to look at, nice to like on Facebook, nice to favorite or like on Twitter. We want something that makes headlines. But I want some guy that's just a proven politician that is respectable and knows what he wants in his policies. Yeah, I'm ready.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart?
The show host. Jon
Oprah?
Stewart.
I'm voting for Oprah.
No, Jon Stewart. You want to know why you went with Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
Guess what he's doing right now? Fighting for 9/11 victims who have passed away or who are dealing with illnesses. Jon Stewart, you can easily get that hardcore conservative vote behind Jon Stewart for what he's doing right now. And I think he might be working on that. The Democrats, listen, honestly, when you look at it, Donald Trump, Jon Stewart, they have literally the same qualifications for a presidency. Jon Stewart should be the guy the Democratic Party grabs and invests in right fucking now. You want a Democratic president? Jon Stewart's your front runner.
Is he a proven politician, though?
Is Donald Trump a proven politician?
No.
Fuck that. Then Jon Stewart's your guy. We have turned the presidential candidate into a dude who had a TV show, a hotel, a vodka drink, and a college, and it's all went to shit. Okay?
Vodka drink.
Yeah.
We fall down, we get up again. Never
Shut the fuck up. Jon Stewart should be the Democratic's choice. And I know people are going to make fun of that, but dude, we have Donald Trump as a president. You can fuck off with all of it. And you know what the craziest thing is about this? Is like the media. Live.
Social media era.
No, not the social
clicks.
media.
The media
news
wants
networks. The news
they
networks.
Want clicks. They want clicks.
No, they do. You listen.
What
the news networks.
What do they want?
The Democrats to win.
So they get clicks because the most
they
Democratic
said it was
going to
be
social media.
They said it was going to be a landslide. The fact that we even look at the news and say, "Oh yeah, they're probably telling the truth." Yet Donald Trump won the election. They said this was going to be the biggest landslide. We should never, as American people, look at the media and say, "Yeah, they're probably right about what they're saying." No.
Yeah.
No. They were wrong so bad on Donald Trump, and he just tweeted about it the other day, and I've been preaching it since day fucking one he won. We should have never listened to the media on that. Don't get me wrong. I voted for Donald Trump because, honestly, Hillary Clinton in the Russia situation kind of scared me because she probably wouldn't have taken shit from them, and we don't need that right now.
I did not vote, and I feel so bad because it's a given right, and I should have voted for the presidency, but I didn't like either candidate.
If you didn't vote,
I didn't like either candidate.
Yeah, no, you should do what you feel what's right. Don't get me wrong, didn't feel right voted for Donald Trump, but Ron Paul, where you at, homie? Rand Paul?
We need
where
Rand out here. Ron's too old now. But he's younger than Bernie, probably.
Yeah. I think everyone's younger than Bernie.
Bernie's going to suffer from a severe dementia. That's the thing,
is Ron Paul should have been, but the Republicans screwed him over. The media screwed him over. Because Ron Paul wasn't actually, what he preached was right. I don't necessarily agree with what Rand says all the time. I think Raul was the better politician, and I think Rand is just kind of a carbon copy close to it, I guess. But Ron Paul, God bless that man. He should have been a president. All right, let's change it up again. I'm tired of politics.
Yeah, we went from fantasy football to politics.
Yeah, real quick, because we're talking about how they're legalizing marijuana.
Let's go back to that. Legalizing marijuana.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. I have plans to not live here anymore, but you know what the biggest problem with that is? It's going to be statewide, and they're going to legalize recreational use, and I agree letting businesses drug test you and say, hey, if you're smoking pot, you can't work here. I agree with that, but that sucks.
It does. It's like saying if you drink, you should get drug tested, and you should have that illegal
Well, that's a bad thing. I know more people walking to work drunk than high.
Yeah, and you'd be better at your job high than drunk anyway.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because I've done that.
And we're only the 14th state to do it. We're not even close to halfway.
It's honestly a very much conservative state passing liberal laws.
Illinois is all Chicago, though, and they're very democratic. Downstate has no say in a lot of things.
I think that has to do more with the fact that the Democrats manipulate minorities.
I mean, bigger cities, though, are generally Democratic, so that's going to happen.
That's what happens. They manipulate. The Democrats manipulate your underpaid.
It's like
parties.
the Obama thing. Like, we're going to make change. We're going to have this for you. We're going to have the low.
Yeah, that's what the Democrats do.
We're going to make it better.
See, that's the thing. The Democrats say that, but they still screw you over. The Republicans say, "Yeah, you're all getting screwed over."
Yeah, because
and that's why a lot of people who are white, they're like, "Yeah, hey, we know we're getting screwed over. We're okay with that, but at least they're telling us that." The liberal viewpoint, the left viewpoint, is very more hopeful than the conservative side.
Yeah, 100%. Conservatives, like, we're in a capitalist kind of nation.
Yeah.
So
no,
corporates are going to run this shit.
We understand there needs to be poor people in this nation.
Yeah. We need the money. We need to figure out where the money's coming from and where's it going to go.
A lot of people want to be like, well, we need to be socialist. We need to do this. They have free healthcare in Canada.
Too late.
Healthcare in Canada, their population is so low. They're like, whoa, Sweden can do it.
It's like a small sample size.
Yeah,
you can't look at small sample size. You need a bigger sample size for statistical analysis.
If you can find a way to make that for the population, the United States population is billions, right?
No, it's like 400. It's like 350 mil.
Bet.
I'm
saying in the billions.
It's 377 mil. I got a laptop in front of me. I can look that up. India's $1 billion.
I think we're in the bills.
I think we're 377.
Oh wow, yeah, I was way off. Yeah. I was way too positive. I think 7 billion is like the world population.
Yeah, we're like closing in on 8 billion for the world. Was it for the United States? You got it?
328 million.
Oh, it is even lower than I thought.
4.20% of the world population. What's the world population?
I want to guess 8 billion.
Okay, the point is, all right, so we're in 300 million, right?
Yep.
Canada's population, 37 million. So take something that's 37 now, times it by 3, or add 300 million now to it.
It's like,
how do you make that work?
It's like looking at 3 big cities, or like the top 5 big cities in the United States. That's all you're looking at with the Canada population.
It is. It's really hard. And don't get me wrong. I think, yeah, Sweden is at actually 9.9.
Sweden?
Yeah, almost 10.
Where did Sweden come from?
I was saying Sweden, a lot of people respond to Sweden being the most put together state. Sweden, they give their people rifles and teach them how to use it. Like each house has a gun. Mm-hmm. Okay, 10 million people there. Think if you gave every American house or apartment a rifle. Don't get me wrong. America has the most guns owned domestically, without a doubt. But I'm saying you can't... America is so hard because we are, without a doubt, the most diverse group of people.
100% melting pot.
We are. We've always been that. And everyone gets offended, like, oh, even back then when we were just beginning, they're like, oh, we're natives.
Everybody's fighting.
Everyone hated Irish. Everyone's always hated new people coming to this state because it just makes us more diverse. The thing is, and I talked about this the other night too, is 9/11. We were more put together. We were happier before 9/11. 9/11 brought everyone together.
There's a strong sense of togetherness.
Briefly.
Yeah.
Briefly. And then it separated us so much more. Once we started finding out details of what was happening, it separated us so hard. You look back, and this is kind of fucked up to think, but Pearl Harbor was their 9/11. And they said, I mean...
Went to wars for both of them.
It's fucked up. You look at it, and it's not a conspiracy I see, but I've heard about it, is at one point they caught some blimps on the radar way back when. But radar was so hard to understand. They saw planes, or what they thought were planes, but they weren't sure, so they just kind of blew it off, and then Pearl Harbor happened. That's kind of conspiracy, and no one wants to talk about that, but if Pearl Harbor happened today, that would be the conspiracy. They let Pearl Harbor happen so we could get involved in the war.
There's going to be no Pearl Harbors happening nowadays because we have nuclear weapons.
9/11.
Extremists.
I don't think there were drones or anything. I think our government let 9/11 happen so we could get involved in the Middle East. Our government let Pearl Harbor happen so we could get involved with World War II. History repeats itself, motherfucker.
I'm not going to say that because I respect...
that's what I'm saying. There's no shame on the people involved in it.
If you talk to a family who had people die in that, and you're going to say it was a conspiracy, then that's...
I'm not saying that what happened was a conspiracy. I'm saying our government let it happen. I think that's the conspiracy.
I want to say it happened without the government, but the government used it as a point to make their agendas happen.
So why is talking about Pearl Harbor the way we talk about 9/11 bad?
Is it bad? I'm not saying it's bad.
No, what I'm saying is I think our government let Pearl Harbor happen. We had them on the radar, but we blew it off. We didn't send out a warning. We had the people who were involved in the plane heist get on the plane. I'm saying Pearl Harbor was a name that brought us all together to get into World War II. 9/11 was a name brought us all together to get involved in the Middle East.
I agree with
if you don't see the comparisons, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I feel kind of batshit insane when I'm talking about it, but I'm not saying the Earth is flat or anything. My comparisons are reasonable.
I want to agree with you on the togetherness point, but like
there's comparisons that make you question.
Yes, but like in Pearl Harbor and World War II, we're trying to stay neutral. That was our thing before Pearl Harbor.
Our people wanted to stay neutral.
FDR was not trying to get in that.
Yes, we were. We were selling weapons. We were making bank off World War I and II.
If we're trying to get in it, we're trying to fight the Nazis before Japan, and Japan hit us first.
Blame the Maine on Spain.
Blame the Maine on Spain?
Remember when the Maine blew up and we blamed it on Spain and we got involved in all that stuff? Our government has always manipulated its people due to acts of terrorism and war that just surprised us out of nowhere.
The USS Lusitania, World War I?
Yeah, that was something we should have been attacked on that. We were using those passenger transports carrying materials to sell that we were giving to England to use in the war.
I see where you're at.
That's what I'm saying. Our government has always manipulated us to get involved that the people never wanted.
Because like the first standpoint is that we're going to stay neutral. We're not going to be part of this. But then something happens. There's like one event that happens that switches everybody's
Maine on Spain, Pearl Harbor, Louisiana example.
But we can never know.
I don't feel like we're saying Louisiana.
I think it's Lusitania.
I know Louisiana. The point is, I know what you're saying. The transport ship that had civilians on it that actually had.
It's our citizens on there.
Yeah, it actually had war materials though. Mm-hmm. So I don't get me wrong. I think World War II was an event that we should have been involved with. It was just something to get everyone interested in being part of. I agree with that. See, Vietnam never had an incident like that.
We're all about like stopping communism at that point. We're we're the best government. The world should follow our government. Look at us.
But we never had it. That was terrifying.
I thought that was somebody walking in.
I thought someone was breaking.
I thought there was an alarm going off, but we're good.
We never had an incident like that to blame on the Vietnam War, the Korean War. We were just
there's no Vietnamese or Koreans coming up on California.
Goddamn bet if we had an act like the Pearl Harbor or 9/11 or the Maine happened during that war, we would have had people signed up.
We would have had an opposite.
We wouldn't have people rejecting the thought of going to the draft.
Protests and stuff. And like Vietnamese came to like. Made a threat against California. Went to Alaska, one of those Aleutian islands out there in the Pacific, and went out there and tried to start a war out there. And we had nobody on our mainland, and we had a lot of protests because of that. The hippie movement started because of the Vietnamese, the Vietnam War.
So we got to get some people here.
Follow our Snapchat. We're out here.
We just recording the podcast.
We're out here recording the podcast. If you're listening to this live, you're not because it's not live.
Yeah, it's not live. It's not live. We ran through a storm still. It's late, but we got a podcast going, and we'll talk about putting it on something. Probably YouTube, maybe.
We're gonna figure it out.
I don't know. We'll release it. This is a test. We had some tests. We're gonna go through some tests. We're gonna debate what we need to put and how to go about it. But update you.
We went deep into a lot of different topics.
We did. It's 3:20. Should we keep going? I'm still interested in talking.
I'm still talking. I like this conversation.
But I'm just saying.
On.
I honestly think that our government has allowed certain incidents to happen to get its people behind their cause.
I agree with that.
And I'm not. There's no shame.
Intentional in the events.
It's no shame. I'm not doubting the sacrifice that people made in World War II. I'm not doubting the people who lost their lives. I'm not trying to put them to shame because that's sad. A lot of people showed their moments of bravery.
With that, like the
one in Pearl Harbor,
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. And going up in those buildings that were crashing down, saving people. I'm not doubting anything. The people who lost their lives during those events should be honored throughout history, every day. But I'm just saying. Our government is shitty, and you either have to accept that and move on, or you have to try to fight it. And the point is, I haven't talked about a lot of this stuff in a long time because I've accepted it. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen because our people are so divided, we're not going to unify and fix it. We're going to keep backing up the same shitty groups of individuals to govern us.
It's that tribal mechanism, I feel like. We're going to join one group and not think about the other group and say the other group is bad. We don't want to listen to them. I don't even want to hear what they say. We're just going to disagree with everything.
Fuels that.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep being this way. And that's the thing. You either have to accept the way it is, and then, or you actually have to try to make it change. And if you try to make it change, you might die. You're gonna have a target if you're successful.
Yeah, don't be.
Or you can be like fucking Alex Jones and be off the wall, and you're gonna be discredited.
And he's still getting put down by YouTube.
That dude scares the hell out of me. Like sometimes, okay, we're gonna talk about Joe Rogan's podcast because he has some of the best guests there. And Joe, you can tell when Joe's getting smarter when he has actually smart people tell him about how everything works.
He knows when he doesn't know.
But
what
when
the topics
he has stupid people. Joe, when Alex Jones starts making sense to Joe, you get worried for Joe.
I think Joe just views him as a friend. Knows that this dude's crazy, but he allows so many different points of views on his show, and I like that he has every point of view from the left to the right, to the crazy to the sane. He has everybody come in and talk to him. He doesn't say, no, we can't talk to you. I don't agree with you. He's not about that. He's like, I want to talk to you for a little bit, see what you got to say. I might not agree with you what you have to say, but I'll listen to it. And that's what everybody feels. I feel like everybody needs to have that.
I think Joe is by far the person you should look to when it comes to podcasting. However, I'm going to go back to Alex Jones here for a second because that motherfucker started making sense to me about some of the shit he was saying.
The frog's gay?
No, well, actually, that was the actual name. That was real. They was turning their fish because they're not...
The frogs are still reproducing. They are not all gay. So.
Well, that's the thing. Is frogs change gender debating the species of frogs. Some frogs do switch genders. If there's less males, they'll switch... Or less males, the females will switch to males.
So they're all about that reproduction, keeping that
that's
species
the thing, though.
going.
That's the problem. They were doing it for survival. We do it because we don't know how to. We have everything in America. When you hear these cases about people not being comfortable in their body and they want to be a girl or whatever, I say you go do whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you can be you. I don't care if you're happy. Be happy.
What I'm gonna say is
that's all I want.
Yeah. What I'll say is though, if you get pissed off at me because I accidentally referred to a group of people as guys and they're like, I am not a guy. I'm like, y'all.
You're too deep into it.
Yeah. Listen.
It's like if somebody walked to me like, "Are you a girl?" I wouldn't be pissed. Like. Oh, no, I'm a guy, obviously. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Just be called, like, don't make a fight about it. Like, it's
you do you.
Just what people think about. Like, come on.
Do you. Like, don't get me wrong. There was a real moment that when we were going up to Champaign, I was kind of a fearful situation where I was like, it was when it was a big movement, and I'm like, well, that might be a girl I hit on that end up actually, having a dick or whatever. That was a fear of mine. But honestly, when it comes down to it, dude, if that were to ever happen to me, I'd be like...
Just say it. Just say, hey, this is what I'm about, and I don't know what you're about. Because
honestly,
but this is what
I know what I am.
Yeah.
They're still in that situation.
You can't trick people. You can't lie about what you are.
Yeah, but you also... I'm not...
Just be you.
That person is a very uncomfortable situation. Because they're not happy with who they are, and then they have to end up telling someone they're trying to hook up with. That's hard.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
That is hard.
Like, we can't relate...
No, we can't. And that's the thing, is I never want to make anyone feel bad about them trying to discover themselves. Mm. However, in those situations, and luckily I've had enough situations to know how to act reasonable and responsible.
I got you.
Yeah. So, like, and that's the thing, is a lot of people who get themselves in that situation don't know how to be in that situation. Mm-hmm. You have to remain calm and just,
Just don't, be pissed that somebody was like... Oh.
Honestly, anytime someone wants to have sex with you, take that shit as a compliment.
Yeah, if some gay guy wants to be, look good. Thank you, man, but I'm not about what you got.
No, don't even say that. Just say thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that, but I'm be like, thanks, man.
So many people take offense
That's a compliment.
No, if ever it's happened, a guy hits on me, you want to buy me a drink, homie? Like, fucking wine and dine me first, all right? No, but... I don't know. I think a big problem is, and I think we're getting closer to it, is... And I think the new conservatives are more about it. They're more chill. They're more relaxed. They're more laid back. And, which, laid back for the fucking uptight bitches that used to be in charge.
I feel like there is some movement about us, like...
I think life in general is fucked up and complicated, and it's really hard for an individual to be an individual.
It is.
And the thing is, you got to surround yourself with people who are cool with knowing your flaws, cool with knowing your issues, and not necessarily there for you constantly, just there for you when you need them.
I agree.
And that's hard finding people like that.
Yeah, it's hard. Because it's hard to find yourself and then find other people to...
accept you.
Yeah, accept you.
And that's something I've kind of found out is, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm a fucking social butterfly, right? Yeah. Like, is a lot of times people just want to say their story. And I love hearing stories. But the problem for me is...
You gotta be interested in other people, too.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I love hearing people's stories. Like, talking to homeless people, that's something I think everyone in their life should do. Is take... If you do... I suggest giving a couple dollars to any homeless person you see. If they're going to use it on drugs, alcohol, whatever, that's... Just help them out. It means something to them. But before you give them the money, talk to them.
Yeah, just like go walk up with money in your hand. Like I'm gonna be a good person.
Let's be very careful about this situation. Don't. If you're getting a weird vibe, get the fuck out. Yeah, all right. I'm not saying go up to the random dude who's got like the broken bottle who's running in the field.
Have some background support.
Yeah. Like I have done it. I have always felt safe when I've done it, and just. Yeah, it's a dangerous thing to kind of do what I do. But, I mean, remember that one homeless dude who came up to us in St. Louis and wanted us to walk down that fucking alley?
Yeah, that's
not and your dumbass was, like, kind of hinting at going with him. No.
I talked to him before, though, and he said...
He thought you were a veteran.
He thought I was a veteran. He said he was a veteran. I didn't really believe him. And I really... he's posted up in front of a place where...
That's what I'm saying. Is if you're getting a weird vibe, honestly, if it's past midnight... avoid it. Unless you're with a group of people. But usually the times I have a talk is when I see some homeless dude in the middle of the day, I go and talk to him. Or he's not even homeless, he's just asking for money. A lot of people are so judgmental because they don't know the other side of how everyone else
is. Yeah, people just think about themselves. Like, this is what I gotta do tomorrow, this is what I gotta do next week, this is what I'm focused on. I'm not gonna focus on you. No.
That's not something I would do.
No.
Like, my lifestyle, there's judgment I get from people constantly about how I live, how I drink, and no one really ever wants to know why or whatever. And I don't blame them, they shouldn't have to, but you really shouldn't judge someone until you know their backstory.
Yeah, if you look at somebody, talk to them for like a couple sentences, and they're like... You're like, not talking to them after that, then no. Just everybody has their own past experiences. Exactly. Everybody has things they go through. Everybody has troubles. Everybody has their own things going on. You might have stuff going on, but other people probably have worse things going on.
If that person personally doesn't go out to try to hurt you or screw you over and manipulate you in any way, you should not be judgmental towards them.
I 100% agree with
That's a hard thing to do, but because sometimes people will try to do what's best for them, and they won't necessarily say that and let you know about it. Mm-hmm. Which, that sucks. But you have to have... If you know that person well enough, you have to be okay with it. But, you know, it's just sad when I see people who are more blessed and gifted in life with material and living situations who are just so hateful to others, who are going out getting plastered or going out and just... There's so many people have problems that so many people... think they shouldn't have those problems because they don't know. It's sad. It's sad.
You walk up to some guy like, why are you there? Go up and get a job. It's hard to get a job. If you're homeless...
Here's what I gotta say. It's not hard to get a job.
If you have a felony, you've been in prison, you're homeless, you have so many bad things in your record.
As long as it's not theft, you can get a job at RK. I have taken homeless people who were begging for money and told them to use me as a reference at Real King. One guy did it.
One guy.
Out of the 4 guys, one guy did it. And I think he's actually still working out in the warehouse.
Hey, it worked out.
Yeah,
it worked out.
That's what I'm saying. If you have stuff, you have opportunities for these people, offer it. Get them. You have to make the world better.
Everybody has a chance to improve themselves. You just got to focus on that. Make sure you're finding out your next step and not just settling and saying, okay, this is what I am. I'm not going to do anything about it, and I'm going to be just what I am. And if you're perfect with what you are, then okay. But there's always something you can improve on. You can always focus on the next step to life.
You got to take care of yourself. That's my biggest flaw. I'm always going to be fine wherever I go. That's just who I am. I have a lot of issues and all that, and I'm going to be fine where I go. But you literally have to be looking out for your other human beings.
Yeah, we're all the same.
If you see someone having a mental breakdown by himself over in the corner of a building or on the street, you have to go.
Don't just say, "Oh, that guy has mental issues," so then he's not a part. He's not with me.
It doesn't even have to be that serious. You see a car broken down and they're trying to do something, help them. Offer help to people. So many people just drive by and forget. It blows my mind how much people don't want to help others.
Yeah, they're just self-centered. They got their social media. They got their Instagram popping. Like, oh, I got my Instagram. I'm famous. I'm popular.
I have my Snapchat. I do Twitter.
Okay.
I'm like that too, but I'm also helpful. I just, and like I said, I need to know their side of the story and everything first. But I just don't see how people can just be happy not offering help to others. Blows my mind.
We're all in it together.
We are.
We're the same species. We're on Earth together. We got one planet. We're a small dot in this whole universe, and we're gonna I'm not gonna like you. What? You're not even relevant in this whole place we're at. We're at a blank, black canvas out there with other galaxies. We don't even know what's out there.
Yeah, dude.
Why not
just
just
the
be happy
stars
with
is
each
the
other?
craziest thing ever. Like, honestly.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, we're getting real deep, and we're attacking a lot of individuals.
Yeah, we are attacking individuals.
Not individuals. We're just attacking people who don't want to be helpful to the world. No, space. The fuck?
What space is crazy. We're gonna talk about that next time. But welcome to the Why
Are we done? We calling it?
Us podcast, episode 1.
We calling it?
We went through a lot of different topics today, and I'm saying we're gonna call it because we went through so many topics. And it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
We gotta do one tomorrow, right?
I'm down.
We gotta have some space.
Let's upload this. Let's get the people. Let's get some people listening to it.
I think we should upload it to YouTube. All right. I'll say this: we don't really know what platform we're going on, but you'll know on Twitter, Snapchat, whatever. What I have to say is our next tomorrow's topic. We're gonna be drinking for it, of course. Space, and also polar bears. Are they the next whale? I don't know.
Nah, narwhals got that.
Narwhals are already whales.
My point is proven.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
Right.
Everyone, have a great fucking moment.
Have a great time, guys.
Why not us?
Keep on living in the USA.